for back with a brand new, and today I am back to talk about more Godzilla Minus One content. And this time what I'll be talking about will be a possible plot leak for the film. Now, so warning for spoilers out there, this is, like I said, take this with a huge grain of salt. This may possibly not turn out to be true, or who knows, maybe it actually might come to be true. So here we go. Toho's first live-action Godzilla movie in 7 years, Godzilla Minus One will take its bow stateside at the end of 2023. So it hasn't been seen widely as of yet, not even by Japanese audiences to our knowledge. However, we are learning new things about the plot that enters spoiler territory if the details can be taken at face value. So like I said, potential spoilers, nothing is confirmed, take it with a huge grain of salt. Therefore, we warn you of potential spoilers for Godzilla Minus One and to use your own judgment with the required amount of salt. This plot leak comes from Warstu on YouTube, a content creator known for his spoiler heavy and speculative kaiju coverage, who also cautious he can't verify his findings, but what he's eager to share is enormous. It appears to originate from a 4chan or Reddit post that right off the bat proclaims Minus One is a remake of the first Godzilla film. So look, we all speculated that this film would be like a remake, or more actually mainly everybody thought this would be like a prequel to 1954, but nothing new there. 1954's Gojira, which turns back the clock on Godzilla's ascendance during the post-war period by a decade. The giant monster first appears after the A-bombs are dropped instead of following the Lucky Dragon incident at sea. Looks like Toho will be doing something different for this film. That much we can gather from the teaser, but if Warstu and the post are to be believed, Godzilla is not alone, as he might be joined by another member of his species. In other words, there could be two Godzillas, similar but descendant in many ways. One is this scarred dinosaur-like version, everybody knows that scene in the teaser. The other sounds like it will be a slight departure from it. It is described as an unaffected by nuclear energy, unlike its counterpart. Less of a mirror twin of Gojira. This one is said to have the cranial proportions of an orca and smooth skin. It will also possess the usual dorsal plates, but they'll be dwarfed by a big one akin to a fin. Here I want to get in depth with this. Okay, this was one of the leaks that was the plot leaks that was leaked like before the teaser in a Reddit, saying we will be getting two Godzillas, one that we saw in the teaser, and another is looking like Toho is keeping secret till the movie comes out. This kind of feels like a War of the Gargantulas meets the 1940s. This is something similar to that, basically similar to War of the Gargantulas. Very interesting in Toho's move, and maybe like during with this marketing that's happening right now for Minus One, it's looking like they're keeping the original Godzilla, the Godzilla that we know that will be in the film, and us thinking that he'll be just Godzilla. But when we see the film, we're gonna see two Godzillas, the second one coming out of nowhere. So going on, its tail is compared to a Mutu, but aquatic, and there may be a greater depth explored with these creatures than before. The assumed spoiler adds we are in for a tragedy told parallelly from their perspectives. Those supposedly come to a head as, while the traditional sacred Dino Goji is destroyed the surface world, the other tries to bring him back to their natural habitat. So it's looking like the other god, the second Godzilla, will be portraying like Sando was in War of the Gargantulas, and the Godzilla that we see in the teaser will be basically Gyra. So something like that. A different leak pertaining to a Bandai figure Warstu throws into his coverage seems to confirm a second Godzilla or other monster, which is wild. As you can imagine, the spoilers promise that two kaiju will fight, with one battle taking place at sea. The Oxygen Destroyer is also mentioned, and considering this film is being called a remake, that means what do you think? Going on, the second focal point of Minus One is Serizawa, the weapon's inventor, and his whole clan. He has a mother and father both deceased, and a sister who sees life a little differently than him. vengeful. The main Serizawa blames America for the destruction of Japan and the creation of Godzilla, but he works for them. The US government funds Serizawa's research that produces the oxygen destroyer according to the plot breakdown, so a level of Oppenheimer exquisite political integrity may figure into the story, like Serizawa in 54. Serizawa -1 doesn't want his technology to fall into the wrong hands, burns his nose, and steals the only prototype. This is basically almost the same. This is basically Serizawa from 1954. It looks like they're doing the same thing for -1. By the time he sets off in the ocean as a sacrifice, he sees the error of his ways and identifies with Godzilla as a victim. The funny thing is, Big G is caught in the oxygen destroyer blast, but the second orca-looking Zilla takes the hit for its breath and sacrifice itself. This leaves the scarred traditional Godzilla alive to star in a new film series. It could be the beginning of a new era in the history of Godzilla, possibly the most massive step in the Reiwa period post-Shin. There's been activity on both sides of the Pacific, but Godzilla -1 is Toho's first blockbuster salvo in almost a decade. Their alleged plans and hopes here hinge on their newest film being a success. Well, let's be honest, this film is going to be a success. Godzilla -1 it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a massive success for Toho, and what this means by beginning of a new era in the history of Godzilla, this is possibly meaning that of World of Godzilla, like I said, in some of my Godzilla videos, World of Godzilla, the cinematic universe, Toho hasn't discussed in a long time. So, but there in Kaiju News outlet, he said it was in an interview with Yamazaki, who's the director of -1, saying that this Godzilla -1 trilogy will be its standalone thing. This won't kick off a shared universe or anything, so that might possibly change because it's looking like Toho has full faith in this film, and they know it'll be a success. I can't wait for this film. And what do I think of all this potential plot leak? Well, I dig it. I actually really love the story. This film, like I said before, this film will be a big homage to the first Godzilla film. Yamazaki has said he wanted his Godzilla to be terrifying when he first appeared in the first film. So I really can't wait for this, really. And do I believe this or not? We just have to wait and see. Yeah, two Godzillas, very interesting, very very interesting. I wonder to see how they do it in this film, but I'm very excited for this. I can't wait for this film. So, and what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this plot? I personally like it, but I want to know what your guys' thoughts down below. So that's all I want to cover today, guys. Like this video, join it, comment on everything, share this video with friends, come over, share this video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.